and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top, sitting court.
People. Welcome back, guys. New York-based actress, model, and author Tiana Walsh is here to share her journey in the entertainment industry, offering insights on securing those coveted roles, darling, and making waves in New York City. Oh my gosh. How are you, my darling? Welcome home.
Oh, thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I have to say welcome home because I want people to know that you are a Jamaican.
I'm Jamaican,
yes.
born and bred.
Born and bred.
And raised.
And raised. And then you left Jamaica to do school, you were telling me off air.
Yes.
Yeah.
I left Jamaica to do school when I was 17. I did my bachelor's degree in visual effects and motion graphics. And then I moved to New York to start acting and modeling and all that.
Oh my gosh. She just said, one day, listen, today's the right day for me to move to New York.
Yeah, exactly. Today is, it was always in the plans for me. Acting was just always in the plans for me.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I want to go to school and I want to do something that is also in that field because it's just, I feel like it's important to learn more and know more about the field.
Yeah.
And just like behind the scenes because it's like being behind the camera, it helps with being in front of the camera.
It absolutely does. It does for sure. So you went to several auditions before you heard your first yes. Like, give me the backstory on how you got started.
So I went to different auditions, and I would like go on. So they have like different audition sites. Mm-hmm. One thing I always tell people, nobody gonna fight for you like yourself. Because I feel like you can get agencies, like acting agencies and so on, but you're the one that's waking up in the morning and you're just sending out auditions constantly. I actually went to New York, went to a networking event. I met someone and she's like, hi, I actually go to NYU and we're always doing films and so on. So she put my headshot there and someone reached out for me there, like a director there, an upcoming director, and she's like, hey, I'm doing this film. I saw your audition. Like, I'd love to cast you for the film.
Oh, wow.
And then that was just it. And her and I are really good friends now.
Oh,
super
that's
talented.
So nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So the relationship building is actually a very important part of getting in, right?
It's a huge part.
Yeah.
And New York is an amazing place for it. I mean, anywhere is an amazing place for it. It's just networking. And also, like Issa Rae said, network across. You can network above, of course, but also network across because there's so many people my age that's just talented.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what I did. And I love being around people who not only do things that I do, but just have that drive and just want to work. And like, especially in this industry, it's so fun because it's like when you're sitting, just like how I'm talking to you about this stuff. I mean, this is a casual conversation I have with my friends all the time.
Yeah.
It's just talking about work like, always just...
It's always just something to share, right?
Yeah.
Now listen, you're a model as well.
Yes.
As an author as well.
Yes.
The book that you wrote is...
Yes, it's called A Poet's Guide to Self-Freedom. It's about manifestation. And I also wrote a kid's book that's called Mommy, There Are Monsters in My Tummy. Because kids also...
So nice.
Because kids also experience anxiety. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that kids don't really know how to communicate that. Like, like if they're in class and like their tummy hurts, like maybe they're nervous to put their hands up.
Yes,
they don't really know
school.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't really know how to express that because like how you explain to a 7-year-old, like, do you have anxiety? You don't really know how to do that. So
what is anxiety?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I just basically put together like, metaphors and puns, and it's just like, Mommy, there are monsters in my tummy, just for kids to communicate, or a parent explaining to their child, are you feeling this? So yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that for you. I like the fact that you are just extending yourself and you're doing multiple things.
Yeah.
So as a model as well, did that help when you were acting in the role that that the film got nominated for Oscar, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, it got it's called To the Girl That Looks Like Me, and it got nominated for an Oscar. I actually started doing modeling because I was like, look, anything that I have to do to get into acting, and the modeling industry is so close-knit with the acting industry. So that's what I did. So I started modeling. I started pitching myself on modeling work. And because most of the times when you're doing like commercials and so on, they're like asking for models and actors, but really it's just acting work.
Wow.
So yeah.
You have to tell me about preparing for the role because as a Jamaican, our accent is very, very, like it's hard to get over, right? How do you prepare for the roles that you get? So
I always tell people that I code switch because I've lived in the States now for almost 10 years. So it's very easy. I've adopted like the accent. So like I'm talking to you now, you're Jamaican, so it's very natural for me to talk to you like this. Right. But if I go in an audition, I can just
switch it on,
and I feel like it helps because I do have friends like who or American and so on. So like I'll, joke around. They want to learn patois, of course. I mean, it's Jamaica. Everybody wants patois.
Talk patois first.
Yeah, exactly. But it's it helps to be around them because it just automatically, when I go in an audition, because even sometimes they're like, I'll tell them, I'm like, oh, I'm Jamaican. They're like, wow, you're Jamaican. Like, I'm so impressed with your accent. And sometimes it helps.
Yeah.
Because there's a class called Voice and Speech. Like, you have to do all these classes when it comes to acting. So it helps because, instead of like training someone to speak without the Jamaican accent, if they want someone with a different form of accent, it helps to be able to be like, oh, I'm going to code switch because I need it for this role.
Yeah. I find it very interesting, your journey, because, some of the times Jamaicans would leave from here and they go to a new place and they want to get in and they're thinking to themselves, oh, they would never accept me.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give somebody who is about to maybe migrate and they want to get into the field of modeling or acting?
Well, first I would say put God first, whatever God you believe in. I always put Jesus first because listen, there's so many times. Listen, when you're doing an audition, it could be like 15,000 people going for the role, but it's like, is it for you? And then it's God that always push that ahead. And for me, I've always wanted to act since I was a child. So I've never had a moment where I was like, I wanted to act, and it was just, I don't know when it came about. It was just always like that. So for me, what helps is the fact that I know that I'm destined to do this. This is what I was born for. So it's like, I'm going to continue doing auditions over and over again. So it's just like, I know it's going to fall into place. God gave me a vision. Yeah. And it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
So I think that helped.
We only have about 50 seconds left. You have to tell me about the upcoming projects. Do you have anything working on
I have
right
upcoming
now?
projects, but I can't really speak about it.
Okay.
I did a series and it just got nominated for a film. So I'm going to go, it's got nominated for a New York Film Festival. Ooh. So I'm going back to New York and it's on the 28th. So I'm going to that. But I can't really speak about upcoming
That's okay.
projects,
that's fine. We know you signed that little paper. Yeah. Confidentiality. Yeah. But I mean, listen, all the very best to you. Congratulations on everything that you've
Thank you so much.
succeeded in so far. And we're going to be watching you, girl.
Yay.
Keep waving Jamaica's flag high.
Yes.
Easy, please you. So proud of you. Oscar-nominated actress, model, and author Tiana Walsh. More to come when we return. Stay with us.